Wow, that was the first time I've actually been speechless. All right, guys, we finally got the Switch 2. I am so excited. If you guys are new to my channel, I just posted a video actually last night, or I guess technically this morning at like 3 a.m. I camped out at Best Buy last night till midnight, and I got this Switch 2. I was third in line. We got there pretty early, and if you guys are curious, just go ahead and click the video up there and then watch it. I need to stop talking because the Switch 2's here. All right. First impressions, I love like the square box, and it's pretty hefty. What's that? Coffee break. From what I've been hearing from everyone, this Switch has been way bigger than what people have been anticipating. Holy cow. Yeah, this screen is huge. I mean, I don't know if you compare it to my head. This is huge. Oh my gosh. Wow. Yeah, so here's the screen. Red on one side, then blue on the other, which I'm kind of curious just because, you know, like down the line when they're making different colored Joy-Cons, how that'll, I mean, I guess it doesn't really affect it, but I mean, it would be kind of interesting that like, it's already red and blue. The red is also not as neon red as the other ones, but we also get two Joy-Cons, so the blue and black and then the red and black. I'm excited to see how it feels when the magnetic clasp connects to it, because people have been saying it's pretty satisfying, so let's see. All right, red to red. That's nice. They were able to maintain the satisfying click sound from the first Switch. And then the stand here, I've heard the stand is really nice, so it's different from the Switch 1 where it's just a like stand. Pops out like this. That's really nice. Here, wait, I'll give you guys a little ASMR for the snap. Hopefully that wasn't too loud. In order to release it, there's a button on the back and you just kind of press it and it releases. So actually pretty fluid process. As for the rest of the box, if you ordered the Mario Kart bundle, the Mario Kart game will be under the Switch here, it looks like. Oh yeah, I'm dumb. The Mario Kart game is right here. It's just on the paper. If you guys are considering getting the regular Switch or the bundle, I highly recommend getting the bundle because that means that this game is technically like $30 rather than $80, I think is the original market price. So then you got some instructions here, which, let's be honest, who reads those? HDMI cord, which is nice. And then you have the accessories. So these are the attachments. So if you're playing like Switch Sports or something that requires you to take off the Joy-Con, you can connect it. So here's the red, and then here is the blue. I really like the red. It's more of like a pastel red, and they're both of them actually are pretty pastel. These feel more like plastic. I don't know if you guys can hear. They're a little more hollow, but obviously just because it's like less in there. But getting under that layer, there is a Joy-Con controller. So here is where if you want to like dock the Switch, you can play with this. So just like here, and just snapping into place. Same thing with the other side, and snapping into place. Nice. And then this is what it looks like in that aspect. I really like the all black. I think it looks kind of cool, but I'm also intrigued as to how it'll work, like I said, with the other colored Joy-Cons, but it feels really nice. The price was a little high compared to the first Switch, but the quality does feel good, which is reassuring, speaking that you spent that much money on it, you know? This also comes with a USB-C cable, so USB-C to USB-C for the docking, of course, and then also it has a cord, or a cube, I mean, sorry. Wow, this is a hefty cube, but yeah, nothing special. And then finally, we have the docking station. So docking station does output in 4K on TV. Here it is in all of its glory. It's actually really nice. I really like this a lot. Yeah, you open the back here. You can see all the stuff you see on the side. You can plug in your HDMI cord, USB-C, and then Ethernet, which is awesome. That's a new addition, which I really like. Alrighty. Last night at Best Buy, I also did get a couple accessories. So I got a micro SD card. This was 256 gigs, so this is perfect because honestly on my first Switch I was just like switching over data between on the console and the SD card, and it was just a mess. So I just wanted to get a nice SD card because I never really did that for my first Switch. And then I also got a case. So here is the case. It is called the Nintendo Switch 2 carrying case and screen protector. I'm sure like there's gonna be cooler cases coming out, like I'm obsessed with my Switch 1 case that my sister got me for Christmas. I was actually going to test out to see if this fits, but I don't think it will. I just wanted a case just because like I wouldn't have anything to hold this right now by itself, so I was just nervous. And yeah. Oh, it's a plastic screen protector? Oh yeah, I'm not doing that. I thought it was a glass screen protector. I'm not doing a plastic one. All right, and then here is the carrying case. Ooh, fun little accents, blue and red zippers, just like a carrying case. It was what, 40 bucks? Yeah, I don't know. Just throwing money at Nintendo at this point. I have it pulled up here. I'm gonna read off some specs. So it says that with RAM, Nintendo Switch 2 has 12 gigabytes compared to the Nintendo Switch First Edition that has 4 gigabytes of RAM. The first Nintendo Switch has a 6.2 inch LCD display, and then as for the Nintendo Switch 2, it also has an LCD display, but it also comes out at 1080p, which the Nintendo Switch First Edition only came out at 720p. And also, I have heard that the Nintendo Switch 2, even though it is an LCD screen, like it's still, the colors still look great and all of that. As for, like I mentioned, like for the dock, when you hook up the Nintendo Switch Second Edition, it goes up to 4K, whereas the First Edition Nintendo Switch only goes up to 1080p. So that's obviously pretty nice as well. As for the Joy-Cons, this is obviously more magnetic clasping system, whereas the first Nintendo Switch was more of a sliding mechanism. Both pretty satisfying. And, that's not mentioned on here on my computer, but the satisfyingness is very important, and I thought they were both pretty satisfying. That's interesting. So the Joy-Con battery hours are about the same. It says 20 hours here, which I don't think is true. Yeah, there's dual USB-C ports, which is sick. I didn't realize that. Oh wow, there are. There's 2 ports. There's one on the top and then one on the bottom too. That's really nice. I did not know that. Whereas the first Nintendo Switch only had one USB-C charging port. Looks like both Nintendo Switches do have the similar battery life of 2 to 2.5 to 6.5 hours, but it's saying here that the Nintendo Switch 2 has the same battery life just because of the higher performance components, which sure, I guess, yeah. But kind of comparing, so this is my original Switch, this is the first Switch, OG from 2017, and then this is the Switch 2, so just a size comparison, like, if I were to line it up here, the Nintendo Switch 2 is definitely bigger. Like, the screen itself is just huge. As for the Joy-Cons, you can see like the Joy-Con comparison, it's a lot larger. Alrighty, well, thank you guys so much for watching this brief unboxing and first impression video. My Switches are currently next to each other downloading data, but I'm hopefully gonna start Twitch streaming soon too. I have a Twitch account. I'll put it in the description box below. Yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Alright, bye.